Okay, check this. So we have a Crawford Baja Edition air oil separator, okay? And this connects to the PCV system on this FB20 engine. Now, for the sake of, just checking things out, what am I doing? I'm pulling off both of the attachment hoses, one for the PCV and then two for the manifold here. And so what I've done here is I've taken out the bottom hose and I've blown into this hose here. And you can see there's a bunch of oil that's still draining from this air oil separator as I blow into this side here, okay? And so I wonder how effective these air oil separators really are. I mean, it is separating the oil here, right? But the idea is that this stuff is supposed to drain back into the PCV valve down there. And it really depends on how your cable is routed. It should be like a nice gradual slope down. But in any case, there's about, good tablespoon or more of water, of oil in here on this card. And that's what I've spit out. And I've noticed that sometimes when it's really cold or like really humid, this oil can get really coagulated, really, really sticky, right? And so it can also gum up your PCV down there, right? So it depends on the weather. It depends on how warm your engine is. It depends on how warm the oil is and how much humidity there is in the air. But in certain cases, sometimes you're going to get this gumming up. And if you don't get rid of this stuff, guys, this is actually the oil comes up from your PCV and then goes into your intake manifolds. So all of your intake manifolds on the inside, I guarantee for everyone, they're coated in an oil. And when I took these things off to install the billet power blocks, you could see all the tumbler valves were coated with this sort of like greasy, cakey gel, right? And so the reason why you have an air oil separator is to reduce the amount of oil that gets pushed up through your PCV and then pushed directly into your intake manifold. These are all just like general maintenance, like reliability kind of things. The reason why for a direct injection engine is so that, the fuel spray doesn't cover the ports and the valves, so you don't get that cleaning effect, right? That's way down there though. So if we reduce the problem of the oil splatter going all the way through these intake manifolds, then we have better combustion in the intake chamber to feed all of the pistons there. And we also have that long-term reliability of like just removing all of the oil that comes up through the PCV system, right? So does it work? Kind of. Is it the best? Not really, right? It still holds a lot of oil and it's supposed to drain by itself, but I had to blow, pretty hard on this to kind of push all that stuff back down so that it would drain. And I'm thinking long-term reliability, you're going to need to do this every kind of 1,000 miles or so. Kind of silly. I'm giving it CPR.